Here I am, in the place to be. Mr. K and B, you can't fuck with me. Extra sexy, extraordinary. Palms are hairy, your mama pop.
What's up, y'all? K&B the Sexy Ninja for C Plus Studios, and welcome to the Sexy Ninja Cast, dropping every Sunday. And if you're new to the Sexy Ninja Cast, it is a show, a podcast I created that's about me or my interests, hobbies, and things that I love. The show's broken down in 3 segments. First is me talking about what I learned from my week, or a question somebody asked me, and some advice I can give to people out there who need it. Second is the news. And third is either the main topic of the show, a review of something, or an interview, which I have today with a very special guest, Bailz from Armed Robbery Entertainment. Very professional, very courteous, unlike the Ramrock from last week. But it's a great conversation that me and Bailz have, and you will listen to that shortly after we get through this. But before we get through this, we're going to talk about Crazy Hoodiez with a Z. Big Daddy's hoodie designs and everything created by Big Daddy for you and those hoodie maniacs out there that need a good hoodie. He just dropped one that says, "I want the throne," and I really like that design. I want the throne, and that's what I want. So there we go. Crazy Hoodiez with a Z. Go show some love. I will have the link in the description below so you can go get your hoodie on before the winter's over. Okay. I got asked this, and it was one of those things like the wrestling question. What happened? This was about music. And someone's like, I went through the YouTube channel and stuff like that, and saw that you had a music playlist. And this is somebody fairly new to the channel, fairly new to C Plus Studios, but they're enjoying what we're doing. And they're like, you got a lot of music. And I was like, yeah, I do have a lot of music. And they're like, whoa, what happened? Why aren't you still rapping? Why aren't you still making music? Why aren't you still doing this? And I was like, you know, when someone tries to find their niche in life, you know, their thing in life, like and it doesn't matter how old you are when you find that thing you want to do in life. It doesn't matter. It just matters if you do it and you go for it and you don't let anybody stop you. You just do it. And the music thing, I explained when I remember when I first recorded my first song. It was called Unknown Territories. And it was right then and there, I was like, I'm going to be the greatest rapper alive. I am going to be the #1 Native American rapper in all of the USA and all of the world and all of the galaxy. So I thought. And I recorded here and there. I recorded like crazy. Like I found my voice, you know, and I was recording all types of songs, experimental stuff. And there's even a Western song I did called Outlaw. And we ride, I'm an outlaw. And, you know, and it just slowly, like, then I moved here. And I was still recording music. And I fell in love. Got in a relationship that was really bad. And I did something where I talked about it before. I survived. I tried to take my life at the end of this relationship because it just went in a direction that I should have not let it gone to. And all the parties involved, I've apologized over and over again, you know. But that was rock bottom for me. That was rock freaking bottom. And I moved back onto the reservation, moved in with my grandma, and I kind of just drifted. I drifted in life, you know, in that certain point in life. And I was only like 20, you know. I had all this stuff going on between when I was 15 and 19, and then this happened, and then there's just that point where I just drifted. Didn't know what to do, didn't know what I was doing. I was diving deep in the comic books and spending crazy amounts of money, didn't have a driver's license. I was just lost. And then a second chance came. I got my mom was like, hey, you know, I feel like it's been enough time. Do you want to move back up here? And I was like, yeah. So I came back here, lived with my folks for a bit, got back on my feet, got my own apartment, first time studio apartment. And I started really like looking into who I am. And I started recording music again. I got the setup in this, you know, the place, and then my girlfriend, now wife, now at the time, when we got together, she's like, "Oh, this is awesome, all this music," and then she was like, "Oh," and then she supported me and helped me make the Prescription mixtape, which you can find on the YouTube channel on the playlist. It's one long track though. I have the full album, one long track, with an intro and an outro, and I put that on CD. I made a cover for it. We shrink wrapped it and everything, put a sticker on it, and boom, went all across Flagstaff and put the CD everywhere. And got some mixed responses, you know. And I was like, okay, you know. And I still record. I still record music to this day, but it's usually just for me, you know, because I'm that much of a nerd and of myself. I'm that much of a fan of myself, which you should be. You should be a fan of yourself. You should be a big fan of yourself, because who's going to love you the most? You. Who's going to love me the most? Me. That's a big thing. And so on and so forth. Like, the music thing wasn't clicking anymore. You know, it's something I wanted to do, something I still am really passionate about listening to. And there's much more talented artists out there than I am, who I will fully review and show love to, like our special guest today. They do it better than I did. And fast forward, you know, there's some ups and downs, and then I had my kid, you know, and that's freaking awesome, man. When like the kid was like, and once me and Big Daddy decided to do the podcast thing, and you know, we did it very ghetto style when we started, and for the past 5 years, I would say 5+, doing this, it was a thing that I realized this is what I want to do. This is who I want to be. I want to be a motivator. I want to be an influencer. I want to be somebody that gives something to somebody and they'll take it and they'll run with it and they'll be like, thank you, K&B, you know? And plus, they don't really need to thank me. It's just something that they mentally, like something clicks in their mind and it helps them. And that is like the biggest reward I can say I can get, because I'll be like, yeah, awesome, man. You like, there's always tomorrow. Even in my darkest time, I even told myself there's always tomorrow. I got a great family. We got this, we're rocking. And I found my niche in life. I found what I want to do. I want to talk. I want to interview people. I want to be, you know, and all of this was DIY. Didn't go to school for it, learned, had some other people try to teach us, but they were just, I'm not going to get into that. They were just, But all of this with me and Big Daddy was DIY, baby. Like real independent hustling and grinding to what we do now. And it's okay that I found it now, because now I know what I want to do and I'm going full-fledged with it. I'm providing content. I'm for doing this and that. And that's what you need to do. You need to find out what you want. And when I say that, it's like there was a point in my life where, like, this is right when I came back from Res, after rock bottom. My mom, I remember sitting in the car with my mom, and we're talking, and she's like, oh, you need to go to school, you need to do this, you need to do that, blah, 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 you know. And no offense to my mom was just trying to look out for me. And I'm a big mama's boy, so. And we take this turn, and it's up this hill, the CCC, Coconino Community College. And I'm like, what are we doing? And then we were walking in, and she's like, you're enrolling in classes today. And I'm like, whoa, what? I'm enrolling what? Like, then we got up there, like, what's your major? And she was just like, who's going to be a nurse? I'm like, I'm going to be a nurse? What? And guess what happened? I failed. Miserably. First time going to college, failed. Sorry. And it was something that I tell people all the time. They're like, man, Kyle, why didn't you go back to college? It's like, because I didn't know what I wanted to do. You know, people's brains work differently, and people still need to find themselves. Like, I work on a college campus where there's a lot of young minds still trying to figure out what they want to do. And it's okay. You don't need to rush the process here. You need to figure, there's people out there that already have their life planned 20 years in advance. Good for them. Good for them. But there's other people out there that still need to develop what they want in their brain, what they need to do, what they need to go after. And forcing it upon somebody doesn't help. So if you got a homie or friend, family, whatever, and you are trying to force them into something, don't do that. Support them on what they want. Listen to what they want. Listen to what they need, And there's some people out there that are still going to be lost. It's okay. Just be supportive of being there for them. Be supportive and be there for that person that is lost. Because I was there. I drifted and I was lost for a few years. And it's okay because why? I am at a point in my life where I got a family. I got a great job. I am doing something that I love. I am providing, for the family. I'm doing everything I can to make sure that we are okay. And it's going to be okay. The one thing I always tell my kid, there's always tomorrow. There is always tomorrow. And she's always like, Dad, I know. I was like, one day you're going to realize when you think back and you're having the most terrible day, remember, there's always tomorrow. You can deal with it. Like, here's an example. We had some financial woes this past week, and my brain started overthinking all of it. And I was like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? This and that. Woke me up in like 2 o'clock in the morning because it was in my brain, and I stopped and I thought about it, and I was like, it's okay. It'll work out some way, somehow, and it did. And I thought about it and I laughed, and I'm like, there's always tomorrow. And there's always a moment where you're going to overthink things. I do it all the time. You're going to overthink the situation. You're going to overthink everything. But once you just breathe and realize what you really, really, really want, it'll be okay. It'll be fine. But be supportive of the people that are still drifting and that they're still lost. They're still trying to find their way. They will find their way. They will find it. And I know a lot of artists out there. And I have a brother of mine. He's making music, and he went from a totally different direction. And one day I will have him on the show. He just sent me a great package. His name's Penta X, and this dude is very talented. And watching him grow as an artist has been phenomenal. Watching other people grow as artists is great. People I've reviewed, people I've made friends with, this and that, and seeing them killing it in this game, and the fact that I can spread the love for them across what I can, how many views, how many listens and whatnot. And you got to realize too, you need to be patient as you try to go through a process of what you want. There was a point where when we started, it was like 2 subscribers and 0 views, 0 likes. And I remember there was a point when we started getting views and started getting dislikes, and I was like, oh, why do you hate me? Why do you hate me? And you just gotta take a step back, because I'm an overthinker. I overthink everything. I plan way too far ahead, and then I overthink, and because when we started, here's just a good example. When we did the Shaggy 2 Dope interview, I was like, this is it, baby. This is it. This is gonna skyrocket us to the top. After this, C Plus Studios is gonna be a household name, and everyone's gonna know it. And I know there's people out there that have either a song or a book or something you did where you're like, I'm going to make it, baby. This is it. This is where it's going to go. It's going to go to this moon, and slap the rocket on it and let's go. Guess what? Did not do that. That was 2 to 3 years ago. But it's okay, because I've interviewed plenty of awesome people after that and sharpened up the skills. I think I'm much better now than I was then, and now I know how to do. So I really am excited for you guys to listen to this interview with Bailz. Sweet, awesome human being. Much love, much respect to the armed robbery camp Love you guys. I hope you guys enjoy the interview. But right now, we're on to the news. Welcome to the news, C Plus News. Also, I got my shirt back. Very, very nice, young, thuggish gentleman gave it back without a fight. No, he did fight me. He actually kicked my ass and, yeah, cried a little that night, but scotch and bourbon is a cure. All right, and you're probably wondering, what am I doing here? Well, I will tell you what I'm doing here. They are re-renovating the C Plus Studios newsroom for me because I went to C Plus Studios. I said, I want a raise. They said, no. I was like, well, I ain't going to do the news no more. Well, they said that raise money is going to a new studio. And I was like, oh, okay. Where shall I report the news? And they gave me this storage room. But that's fine. I am a professional. I will bring you the news. First off on the news, Cody and Brandy Rhodes leave AEW. Rumor is Cody is already filming stuff for WWE. He has jump shipped. He has done something that no one thought would happen. So we shall see Cody Rhodes soon in AEW. And another news, JLA/Avengers, a crossover that happened and was written by George Perez and Kurt Busiek. A crossover event for the ages is going back into reprint from the Hero Initiative in honor of George Perez. And limited copies, 7,000 March. So you better get your hands on those, and much love to George Perez, and much love to Kurt Busiek. Thank you for your contributions to the comic book industry, and you shall not miss the JLA/Avengers crossover. Yes, it happened. You will learn. You will be immersed into awesomeness. And final piece of the news, John Williams will score Obi-Wan Kenobi's theme for the Kenobi show on Disney+. Oh, yes. Yes. John, we welcome you back. Full-fledgedly welcome you back with open arms to the Star Wars universe and providing the theme for Kenobi. I appreciate you. Thank you, John. Thank you. Thank you. And that is it for the news. I felt something cross my leg.
Sexy on your, look sexy on him, man.
Oh, yeah. Gotta be. Hope you guys are enjoying the Sexy Ninja Cast so far. I got a special guest. Introduce yourself, good sir.
Bailz, Armed Robbery ENT. Let's get it, man.
Armed Robbery Entertainment. I was thinking about it when I got this interview with you. I've had Jason the Sin God, DJ Clay. I got you. Next up, Russell Hood.
Yes, sir.
I'll have the entire roster.
It's only right. It's only right.
All right, I want to dive right on in. So I always love the origin stories. That's why I love comic books and stuff, especially with artists. What got you into the game?
I honestly used to see my older cousins rapping. I used to steal their notebooks and go to school and go re-incite their whole little rhyme scheme and just basically stealing all my cousins' raps. Everybody liked it, and I haven't stopped.
That's awesome. Who would you say is your biggest influences at the time when you started?
Honestly, man, my family. You know, they were always around me. I was always around some type of musical vibe, like, you know, beatboxing, with the graffiti thing, you know, just listening to all the dope MCs from back in the day, the Rakims, the Big Daddy Kanes, and, you know, stuff like that, man. You know, pretty much the older guys, man. They kind of molded me into what I am today right now. You know what I mean? So.
Speaking of the older guys, did you see the Super Bowl halftime show?
It made me so proud.
Right?
And I mean, I watch the Super Bowl every year. That was different. That was epic. That was phenomenal. That was different. That was different. Like, that was really different. And I really wish they would have did it back then. Like, I wish they did it like 10 years ago, you know? It was well overdue for sure.
For sure. I got a meme from a friend of mine because I'm a big Detroit Lions fan.
Yeah.
And he says, Matthew Stafford and Eminem playing in the Super Bowl is the closest Detroit will ever get into the Super Bowl.
Bro, they blasted us on the internet with that. They were calling us the Detroit Rams. They were They were just saying all type of stuff, man. It was real funny, man. Real funny, man.
Yeah, that's what I was just like, I go one day Detroit will get there. You know, it's a matter of when, and never say never.
Yes.
So I take it you are a big sports fan as well. Like I'm guessing your team is the Lions.
I want to say that it's kind of crazy, man, because I was always a big fan of the Rams, like forever. I mean, I played with the Rams on my little NCAA college games. I thought I was the Ram player when I was playing for my high school football teams. It was just the Rams, and the New Orleans Saints. Those are like my two favorite teams, you know. So it felt good with Stafford going over there to the Rams. It's like, damn, my dream came true.
Yeah, I was a little salty because when he went there, then he got into the Super Bowl. I'm like, son of a bitch, you were with us for how many seasons? And
yes, man. Hey, but it's clearly the Lions. Maybe the line. They got to switch a few things up. You know what I mean? So it's kind of weird. You know, the quarterback leaves, and it's just weird, man. It's just weird.
Well, it's like with freaking Tom Brady going over to the Bucks and getting them a Super Bowl ring first year.
Yep. I don't know if it's the quarterback. I don't know if it's the team. I don't know if it's the coaches. But for the most part, it's pretty dope. That's
awesome. What would you say is your other favorite sports?
You're not going to believe it, but I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you hockey and soccer. You know why? Because they both has to do with like constant moving, constant running. You know, it's a lot of aggression. It's a lot of aggressiveness. It's a lot of, you know, like Incredible Hulk type stuff. You know what I mean? And it's basically like may the best man win. That's a real contact sport. You know what I mean? Like football, kind of the same thing, but they don't take breaks on the hockey, like on hockey. They don't take breaks during soccer, especially when you got to run. I don't even know how long is the soccer fields. I know they're longer than the football fields. So, you know, just that alone, because me running a mile right now, I'd be out of breath. So I can only imagine how they're going to be acting back and forth on a soccer field. That's just, my hat goes off to them type of people, because that's a lot of hard work, man. A lot of hard work. And I play sports, so I know what it really takes, you know. So
that's like me running to the fridge, man. I'm already out of breath when I get there.
Most definitely.
Yeah, I'm the sport that I recently just got into is basketball, because like I respect the cardio on those dudes. Like,
yes, man. Yes, big time. Working out, the cardio, the mindset. You gotta really be about your business when it comes to sports. You got to be about your business. You got to show your ass. You know what I mean? Every play.
Oh yeah, and pro wrestling's another one I enjoy. I really do love my pro wrestling.
I got out of the pro wrestling when I grew up, when I realized it was fake, and I was mad because like the Bret Harts, the Owen Harts, the Hardy Boys, the Undertakers, everything I thought it was just so real. You know, I thought it was so real. And when I grew up and I realized it wasn't real, it's like believing in Santa Claus all your life. And then you grow up and you realize he really didn't come through your ceiling or your roof, or, you know, he really didn't leave you your gifts. Your mother and your dad left you those gifts. It was disappointing. It was disappointing.
Yeah, and you know, for me, I'm big on personality, and that's why I've always drew myself to pro wrestling. And I was a pro wrestler for 6 years, and my body, like I can feel it now, like to my knees, to my back. You know.
So you thinking about security now? What's up, man?
Well, you know, when I was doing the pro wrestling thing, it was definitely fun and invigorating, and learning how to fall. That was the biggest thing, especially when you had to fall on your back. You know, you had to purposely take those hits. And
was this like contact, like was this, you know, official, or were you just basically trying to get into the WCWs, the WWFs? Like, were you training through that, or were you actually doing actual wrestling?
I was training with professional wrestling. I started with Kick-Axe Wrestling here in Flagstaff, Arizona. Then I worked with another Williams Wrestling Alliance. In Kick-Axe Wrestling, I was a champion for about I say 5 years.
Damn.
Yeah, I got my ass kicked though to get that belt, and I remember like I was on the hustle and grind like we all are, and I remember like I had to go to work the next day after I did that match, and it was a hardcore match. I took kendo sticks to the back, golf clubs, I busted up my nose, but I had that title, and I was walking into work. I was like, "Look here, motherfucker, you know."
That sounds crazy. That sounds crazy.
Oh yeah, man. But I need to get back to it real quick. But I want to know how did you and Clay meet? Because you guys are making some magic over there at Armed Robbery Entertainment. Like you guys are putting in a lot of work.
I actually, when we started taking it serious, I was like 15, 16 years old, and we was always upstairs in my grandmother's house with the microphone hanging from the ceiling, with the sock with a rubber band around it, and we were dubbing like we were doing it on tapes, you know. So I will rap my first verse on a tape, take the tape out, put it on the side B, put a blank tape in, press record while I play side B, the other side of the tape deck, and while it's playing, I will double my vocals. I would double my vocals. Then I'll take that one out, put the other one back in, and then I would get a brand new tape, put it in, record, and then I'll press play on the side B again. And now I'm going over my double vocals, and now I'm adding ad-libs to my vocals. I mean, it was the smartest thing we ever did, but it was like the dumbest thing we were doing because at the time CDs were out, you know. So it was like, you know, how do we get our stuff on CDs? So I end up one of the childhood friends, my boy Anthony, he was telling me like, hey man, you know, my boys got a studio. They got a little studio. You could probably record there. I was like, well, you know, put the word in for me, man. Put the word in for me. I'm like 19, 20 at the time. I think I was like 19, about to turn 20. And I ended up meeting up with them, and we paid for studio time. I think they were charging us $20 an hour. It was me and a couple of my guys from my block. So we did like 4 songs all together. And after we did those songs, Clay pulled me to the side like, hey, man, you want to jump on one of these projects, you know, which was End of Your Career, which came out in 2006, wintertime 2006. And I was like, sure, you know, got my verse on there and made the mixtape. Everything was good. We got on that beat, Young Buck, Money in the Bank. No, Little Scrappy and Young Buck, Money in the Bank. And me and Clay killed that. It was a dope track for a mixtape. Right after that, they just started dealing with me. After that, they're like, hey man, we want to work with you. Everything else is history. I mean, that guy took me all over the world. Been on the best tours, you know, and his ear for music is dope. So why not, you know, take these opportunities and these chances at that time, you know? So when we did our thing, it all like turned into what it is now. And, you know, we still here, we still working, we still grinding.
It's amazing when you think about the hardships of getting into the music business and learning the tricks of the trade, and also like how nowadays it's real easy. You can get a USB microphone, plug it in your computer, you know, build yourself. I remember when I was recording, I remember like I wanted to get into the studio because that's how you officially needed to, you know, get in to make rhymes and stuff like that. And my uncle's a DJ, and he recorded my first song. And I remember like my mind was so blown, especially when I had it on a CD, and I ripped that CD and just gave it to everybody.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. And what future projects do you guys have coming up?
I got my debut album. I don't have a title yet. It's actually done. It just got done like I say a week ago. I finalized all the last edits, got all my beats cleared. I was a little disappointed because of the beats that I leased. And when you lease beats, when you sell so many copies, you're supposed to purchase the beat. And after you sell so many copies, you literally own the beat after that. My dumbass didn't purchase those beats. I just kept it regular, and I got a lease agreement. Come to find out, those couple of songs that I wanted so bad on my album, those beats were bought. So now I'm scrambling. To put lyrics on other beats, having Clay produce beats, having my guy Detroit Lou produce beats, having so many different people produce beats for me to put those lyrics, because those lyrics were dope, and put them on new beats, because I lost out on those beats, man. It was horrible. But I got everything done like we were supposed to. Debut album is coming. I say my first single will be March 4th. It's titled Nationwide. I got another album with Jason the Sin God in between time. And Jason the Sin God is dropping his album right after that. We got an album we're working on called Foreign Frequencies. We already have all the beats ready. We're about to start recording next month. So everything is good right now. Like, everything is good. We working. We got a lot of singles coming out, and it's a lot of pressure we're about to put on the game right now, because it's well overdue, and we've been putting our foot down for a long time. We've been having our foot on people's necks for a long time, and we're finally getting the recognition we deserve. So, for the most part, everything is good. We blessed,
That's awesome, man. And I gotta say, Jason the Sin God, he's another beast. And every time I message him, he's like, "We got to get that beer," and I want to get a beer with you, Bailz. Like, we gotta do it up. Oh, look at you,
Modelo. I'm from Southwest Detroit, man. Mexican town. It was always, ever since I was growing up. We started working, doing construction and all that type of stuff. So, after work we would, and I'm young, 16, 17, going to work, and working with the older guys, and it will always be Modelo's and Coronas. We're laying on the lawn. I'm the only negrito there, and it's just dope, man. You learn a lot of stuff dealing with the individuals, and at the end of the day, a cold beer would do it all,
Oh yeah, man. Do you guys have any tours planned up?
We're supposed to been going to New England on the East Coast. Well, not me, but Jason and DJ Clay, and that got pushed back, I think, to March, end of March or something like that. So actually, not the end of March, the beginning of March. I think Jason will be tapping in with me a little bit. I say like the second week of March, so we can finish up this Foreign Frequencies. But in the beginning of March, yes, the DJ Clay, Jason the Sin God, I think it's my guy Misery, a couple other guys are going to be on a dope New England tour.
With tours and everything like that, how do you feel with the music industry the way it is now? How do you feel that's different from now to when you started?
When I started putting out music, it was strictly it was coming out of, we was in the streets with it, passing out so many dope mixtapes and putting out posters and flyers, flooding the whole neighborhood, flooding the whole city of Detroit. Everything was lit, and we're putting all our money towards that, and it was catching us on fire. Like, it was the biggest buzz. Every car that rolled past us, they were banging the mixtapes, banging Bailz. That's all you heard. That's all you seen. But nobody knew who I was, because the mixtape I dropped, it didn't have my face on it. Volume 2 dropped, We Rob You Radio 2. I didn't have my face on it. We Rob You Radio 3, when you open up the back cover, it's half my face. So people saw my face and they were like, "Oh, it's him." And that's what made my my buzz create big time, because nobody knew who I was, who this guy with this distinctive voice. He's so dope, So that was dope when we did that. And right when I did that, my whole city just started recognizing it, and they was loving it. And Clay and my boy Jose, man, those guys had a vision for me, man. It's been working ever since. And tell you the truth, bro, we came a long way. So from that time till now, it was really leg work then. It wasn't about recording. It was more leg work. It was popping up at the clubs, putting your posters up. If Young Jeezy comes here tonight, even if I'm not on the show, I'm going to pass out 1,000 flyers. I'm going to put up 100 posters around here. If it's a car show, Ice Cube, Tech Nine performing. We're gonna pull up. We're gonna flood it. We're gonna pass out all the mixtapes. We're gonna put the posters up. We're gonna pass out the flyers. It started to look like I was performing at these spots, but I wasn't performing. So it was like trying to figure out how to get on them shows. So when you show the promoter, even if you're not on the show, you show a promoter that, who the hell is this guy named Bailz and where is he at? Why? My girlfriend got his mixtape. My aunt got his mixtape. My grandmother got his mixtape. My son got a rolled up poster from him. Who is this guy? You know, so it created a big buzz for me, man. And it was genius. It was genius. And then when you say versus then and now you can just pick up your phone. You can pick up your phone. You can record on your phone. You can create a flyer on your phone. Everything's digital. So it's a big difference now. I like doing more of the leg work, and because you know, I can't really get hip to all this new technology. I mean, I can, but I just like the leg work. You know, I like to go out to the South by Southwest thing, the Rolling Louds, and go flood everything. I want to actually go see the people, go touch the people. I don't really want to just be an internet rapper, basically, you know? So for the most part, people who ran across me, people who met me, people who interviewed me, that's what they get. You know, we sticking to the G code. It's lit. Everything is good. We blessed and we moving.
Yeah, because it's crazy nowadays. Like it's like you said, it's just on a tip of your fingers with the phone. It's just boop. And when we first started this whole podcast C Plus Studios thing, we made it as we started in a car, recorded on a phone, and it was all DIY from there. It was trying to learn how to do this. Our first interview was with this awesome person named Athena Finger, who's the granddaughter of the man that created Batman. You know, and Bill Finger. And when we did that interview, we had like the phone to the microphone, and we're sitting in close, pushing record, and like it was, and that was and now like after 5 years of doing this, like we've had some craziness. Like when you said you wanted to come on, I was like, dope, man. I respect this dude so much. And now that, you know, now that we're making a wave with music and with my reviews and stuff like that, and having the honor to even talk to you, like that, it's just crazy how that evolution happens. And it is about the legwork. You know, if you had to tell somebody getting into the game now, what would your advice be?
Build your team up. You know, build your team up. Have people around you who actually believe in you, who actually want to support you and see you thrive in this game. Your best interests. You know, we all have arguments. We may have doper ideas and different visions, and as long as it gets executed, you know, as long as you have a dope team, it don't have to be your cousin up the street. It don't have to be your uncle, or it don't have to be your sister doing the beach, you know. It can be someone that you met today. But for the most part, if they're doing their job, he's on the team. You know, if they're working and they working for you and they pushing the product the best way they can, that's how you build your team. You got to believe in the people around you, because it's only right when you execute it, because for the most part, everybody say they can rap. Everybody say they're a podcaster. Everybody could say, you know, they make beats and all that. But when they can show you, that's a different type of vibe. You know, they if they can show you, you know, then it's like, welcome aboard. You know, let's work. You know, and you hit me up. It's a very good example. You hit me up. Actually, I hit you up, and I was like, "What's up? You know, let's get it cracking. You know, interview." And you was like, "Dope. Let's do this. Let me set it up for this." You gave me a time. You gave me a date. We're working, but everybody else that's doing the same thing you're doing, they done hit me up. Yo, let's do this. Let's do that. I never get a contact back. You know, it's lack of communication, and you know, a lot of BS. You know, so. When I say you're working just like us, man, just keep up the good work, and you gotta you gotta just stay focused, man, and just bring good product. Bring good product, because if not, what are we doing this for? Like, what are we doing? I have a story to tell, just like you got a story to tell. So, it's we and you from a whole nother state. So it's just dope when you can bump into people like that, because I had people I grew up with all my life is not even inspired to do any of these type of things. They just want to be around just because they see what's going on. So the best advice I can give, man, is just stay to yourself, be yourself, most definitely, and just have the right team. Have the right team. It don't matter how many people are around you. Have the right team and have people around you that believe in you. If not, you'll start learning to distance yourself from people. You'll start learning how to know who has your best interests and who don't, and you just separate yourself, slowly for surely, quietly, so it is what it is. I got a great team, and we've been in business for a long time, and we never let anything crash. We did everything on our own. We all give each other their flowers every single day when we're in the studio, when we got new ideas, new clothing. We always keep everything afloat. We always motivate each other, and we help each other. We got clothing, we got stickers, we got lighters, we got hats, we got new t-shirts, new skull caps, new hoodies, new jogging outfits. Mixtapes is dropping, albums is coming out, visions on videos. Like, we do this in a group text. And if I was doing this with, I say, half the people I grew up with, it probably wouldn't get done. You know what I mean? It probably wouldn't get done. So, for the most part, less talking, a lot more action.
Oh yeah, and when I first started with interviews and stuff like that, I try to get interviews. One of the biggest thing I would tell anybody coming into like this world is you got to learn to be patient. You got to learn to be professional. You got to learn, like you said, timing. I made a schedule with you. I made a time and a date with you, and followed up with you
Yeah.
because I there's a lot of artists that reached out to me, and it's like, yo, man, we gotta do something. I'm like, all right, let's do something. When do you want to do it? Well, how about this day? I was like, all right, never hear from them again.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, and it's one of those things too when I do the reviews, because I've got to know you and Clay a little bit more personally and stuff like that, just because of the reviews I dropped and representing Armed Robbery Entertainment to the best and fullest I can. And I think that's so crazy because now when I meet artists or talk to artists, it's like we have a certain bond because I've already bonded with you with your music. And I bonded with the review, as crazy, as wild as I get,
Yeah, most definitely. And I love it because all you doing, man, you giving your honest opinion, and I'm appreciative for it. We appreciate it. Like, you giving your honest opinion, and you got to think about it. That's how we feel. We just we may not express it that way, but when you're coming from what you're doing, interviewing journalists, however you want to call it, podcast, or however you want to call it, you're geeked up. You're like, man, this artist is really dope. I see a lot of bright things going for him, and then you're putting light on it. So at the end of the day, hell yeah, we're gonna show our ass. You know what I mean? We're gonna show our ass.
Oh yeah, and I love you guys so much, and I want to do a show where it's you, Clay, Jason, the Sin God, Russell Hood, would just Armed Robbery Entertainment this bitch up, and we all up in the
Yeah,
So
and
Clay,
we gotta sing you some things too, man. We gotta sing you some things, get you together, man.
well, tell Clay. I know he's probably gonna get tired of hearing this. He still owes me some hot sauce.
Oh yeah, man. I got him, man. I got it.
He's probably gonna be like, this son of a bitch.
We got it all in stock too. We got it all in stock.
All right, but before we get going, we're gonna be playing out this interview with a great song that I love of yours, and the music video is dope as well. Save Me. I love this song. So right after this, you're going to watch the music video or listen, whatever you're doing with the podcast. But right now, I'd like to give the floor to my guests, and you can plug whatever you need to. The floor is yours.
Go by the name of Bailz, representing Armed Robbery ENT. It's a dope visual, directed by my guy Q. The name of the song is titled Save Me. For the most part, it's just every little bit of my life and the past experiences I had, and I just expressed it all over this record. And DJ Clay engineered it, mixed it. It's really dope record. And you know, if I never went through what I went through, like we all have, you know, I wouldn't have been able to express myself and put that pain into this music. So for the most part, dope song. Check it out. It's your boy Bailz. Save Me, out right now on all digital platforms. And salute to the people for supporting us for real. So, you know, check that out and let's get to it.
Hell yeah. And after that, guys, you're going to go check out Bailz. I'll have all the links in the description below this video, so you can go check it out on Spotify or however you listen to music, Apple and whatnot. Or go check out Bailz's YouTube channel.
Yes, sir.
He got a lot of great visuals there. But after that, you're going to like and subscribe. You're going to share it with your grandma, share it with your grandpa, share it with the bum down at Walmart. And let them know that we here to stay. We here to do our thing.
Yes.
And thank you so much, Bailz, and to everybody out there. Remember, stay sexy, ninjas.
Appreciate it.
God said it ain't over. Through the rear view, watching over my life. Granny told me go to church, you know you ain't right. And I did, I fell down to my knees. Police putting time on me. Told the Lord save me, but my mama need her baby. Yeah. Scrolling down my damn call log, thinking about my dogs off my grub. Got a bad bitch on my side, but she wasn't there through the hard times. Family shady, so I distanced myself. Run the alcohol, crying out for help. Had a talk with my pops, told me hold on. I told him, why the fuck you think a nigga on the run? My nigga, I'm trying to get this paper, so we can just live a little safer. Honestly, I feel like I'm running out of time. Only faith I really got is through my kids' eyes. I don't give a fuck, chopper in the backseat. We gon' get it, how we get it, we gon' all leave. Let me introduce my life on a damn scale. So much pain inside, I'ma give him hell. I'm praying God said it ain't over. Through the rear view, watching over my life. Granny told me go to church, you know you ain't right. And I did, I fell down to my knees. Police putting time on me. Told the Lord save me, but my mama need her baby. Yeah. Caught a bricky in my plug house, damn. Still a routing, but he held me out, damn. My thoughts gon' have me dead or probably locked up. Should've saw his rollie, it was rocked up. Niggas really writing statements, stunting on the gram. No 10% bonds, 20,000 bands. How you do that, what you mean? How you do no wrong? Same niggas acting like killers on these songs. Fake smiles, fake handshakes, grab the K. Young boy, face shots, that's a cold case. My kid's mother says she pray each and every day, cause we on the grind trying to stay out the way. Dreams of resorting islands with a big pool. See my aunt roll in the Benz coupe. All these situations I ain't even asked for. If I can get you through the day, listen to the chorus. Dead up, bro. I'm praying God said it ain't over. Through the rear view, watching over my life. Granny told me go to church, you know you ain't right. And I did, I fell down to my knees. Police putting time on me. Told the Lord save me, but my mama need her baby. Why they want me dead or broke? I'm praying God said it ain't over. Through the rear view, watching over my life. Granny told me go to church, you know you ain't right. And I did, I fell down to my knees. Police putting time on me. Told the Lord save me, but my mama need her baby. Yeah.
Welcome to the wicked shit.